We going live. We live. We live. We live. And I'm here. We here before New Year. Yeah, man. Top of the Mid Morning Podcast. We in here with the blast. Oh man, we live. We live. And I got what you want. I got what you need. I got what you need. I got what you need. Woo! I got what you need. I got what you need. I got what everybody need this morning. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast. We're going to do the call sign in a minute. You know, every black superhero needs his own theme music. You know what I'm saying? So you know I got my little call sign I say every time we come in, man. Man, we getting ready right now. We getting ready right now. We getting ready for the show, man. We getting ready for the show, man. Let's get everybody in there. Get everybody in there. Get everybody in there. People rarely hear the call sign, man. I know how it worked, though. Thank you to YouTube. Good morning to YouTube. Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody out there. There he go. Ooh, look at that boy, man. Look at that boy, man. That boy had to put on them Sergio Ferragamos, man, down here in that building, man. Back at it like a crack at it. Automatic like a Fomatic. Built from tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast. Back with the blast. In and out with a dash. 2025 won't last, so we're going to get this done and get this cash. Hey, man, I was looking at my analytics, man. They said my analytics that most of the people watching me is baby boomers, 65 years old. So y'all have liquid cash. Hit the cash app, man. Hit the super chat, man. Subscribe. Hit the like as you come in. Everybody as you come in, hit the like, subscribe to your guy. Thank y'all for coming in this morning, man. We back at it, man. Yeah, man. And I got what you want. I heard the comments. I seen the comments. I see the understanding. I brought Consuela. I brought Consola. But still, people have a concern. People have a need. I'm here to feed your need. The need for speed. That go back to the 80s. Y'all know about that, man. But look at that fire thumbnail. Look at that fire thumbnail. Jeffrey Epstein's People, man. The Black Book release live vertical podcast from your boy, top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective. I got the Black Book. You got the Black Book. The DOJ releasing the Epstein file. Take that so we can focus on real policy. But since we got to talk about it, we're going to talk about it today. So hit the like button as you come in. Share and subscribe. Who gonna be first in the chat, man? Who gonna be first in the chat with that love? You know we come in, we show that love, man. We got to double tap, hit the like button. Depending on what you want. You on your cell phone, you know you gotta use them ellipses in the top right-hand corner, man. You know I've been educating my audience, man. You know my audience, some of my audience might not even know how to use a mouse, man. You know what I'm saying? So I've been educating my audience, and I love my audience so much, man. My audience been coming along with me. Baby, come on. Baby, come on. And everybody been coming and subbing and subscribing and watching and supporting it, and I just love it. And everybody's in the chat having a good time, and it's a entertaining, you know what I'm saying, fruitful, beneficial discussion. I'm getting my teach on, everybody getting a reach on, I'm getting my preach on. So it's a beautiful thing that's going on. It's Wild Wing Wednesday, and we got a lot to talk about. Who gonna be first in the chat, man? Who gonna be first to hit that love? Who gonna be first to double tap, hit the like button, subscribe? 18 watching, 3 likes. We need more likes. We need 100 likes on the double. You know, yesterday we was slow. We crept walk to them 100 likes, man. And then I'm watching YouTubers with 1,000 likes. What we need to do, man, is everybody start getting memberships. Everybody, who's that? Roberta wrote. Thank you, Roberta. Number 1 in the chat. Roberta said hi. Hi, Roberta. Hi, baby. I love a Roberta, man. You know what I'm saying? Roberta bring me back to, man, happy days, man. I mean, some of the kids in the chat, they might not have never, only Roberta they might know is they auntie, you know what I'm saying? Or some of them, they Nana is, and you never got to call Nana by her real name. You ain't never called her Roberta in your life. You ain't allowed. Not Big D, though. When I come in the chat, boy, you know, when I see Roberta, you know what I'm saying? I'm reminiscing on that tennis skirt. Look at them girls in that tennis skirt. Oh, make you want to go to work. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling her by her first name. Hey, can I call you Rose? Can I call you? 'Cause you look like her. Hit the like button. Not enough likes, man. It's not enough likes, man. Yeah, man. You know we have a good. Can I call you Rose? That's That's Roro. You know what I'm saying? Roro got that thing, man. Roro come down the street in that tennis skirt, man. Roro cut down the street in that tennis skirt, man. We looking obnoxious, man, on them guys, man. Who else? We got Levi. We got Corey. Corey said he is weak. See, they ain't had no good time. They didn't know nothing about the tennis skirt. They don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? They took away all the fun. Y'all in the house, all y'all do is doom scroll. Y'all scrolling. But before, we used to be outside, and you had to get a girl phone number, and you had to be personable. This is why I'm so good on the podcast, because you had to be able to talk and be charismatic and captivate her attention, because she was only going to give you a few seconds of her attention. So you had to be quick, and you had to be intelligent. You had to have that vernacular that was spectacular and present yourself. Hey, my name is Perfect of the Perfect Time Podcast. I'm here with the blast, top of the mid-morning. How you doing, Roro? And good gracious goodness, thank you for coming out this morning in that sundress. You know what I'm saying? Can I call you a little bit later? You know what I'm saying? We can go get some ice cream, because girls like ice cream. What up, man? We got Jesse in the building, Python in the building. Everybody coming in, man. Y'all see the thumbnail. We're going to talk about Epstein. Everybody want to talk about Epstein. We're going to talk about Epstein. Not enough likes, man. Everybody hit the like, man. Who is that? Them less big-headed OG. That's what your mama called me, man. Hey, man, don't take it personal, man, because mom's like your boy, man. Big-headed OG, man. That's what your mama and your auntie called me. Look at the phone. When the cell phone ring, it's going to say big head. That's me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm creeping in when you go to sleep, man. Your ass need to have your own apartment. You feel what I'm saying? Jody. Jody in the building. Jody, what's up to you, Jody? Yeah, man, I'm coming through for them draws, man. No Paul. Hey, come on, man. Who else in the building, man? K9, big head, big ears. That's what she said, man. Hey, check this out, man. How do you feel about, come on, man. Every time, Newport. I ain't never smoked a Newport in my life, man. But no hate on the Newports, because a lot of my people who watch me smoke Newports, come from that generation. But you know, in California, you know, you can't even buy like menthol cigarettes. Menthol cigarettes been outlawed. Like you got to go to an underground store to get the green pack, the kind that you guys are thinking about. Can't even buy them no more. Against the law, illegal. And that's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Cigarettes been killing people for a long time. What my boy say, Mark Johnson, forget Diddy. He's not a spy. Let's talk Maxwell. We're going to talk about Maxwell today. Them less, the energy is kind of wild. How you wake up this happy, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this my job. It's a podcast. The goal is to entertain, captivate, cultivate more listeners, audience. I want you to subscribe. I need you to hit the like button. 50 people watching, 14. We need 100 likes on the double. People can donate. People can hit the super chat. It's interactive, man. It's an entertaining. If you have the proper host, if you have someone who's the hostess with the mostest, who's done the research, who's done the background, who's been in a 40-view basement and done the work to become what you see in front of you today. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm here to provide a show. I'm here to provide a podcast live entertainment experience. This all live, unscripted, just off the cuff. You know what I'm saying? If you like this, like the young people gotta say, if it's in you, it gotta be in you. This what I'm doing has to be in you. It can't be made up. It can't be falsified. Let's go. Who else in the building, man? Extreme in the building. Why they ban them? Did they ban all what they talking about? Do you miss the 90s? No, I don't miss the 90s. Barbara, hey, Barbara, thank you for being positive. Thank you, Barbara, for coming in with your fine ass. Everybody thank Barbara for coming in. Jay Miller, what's up, Jay? Hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you don't know how to like, double tap the screen. Everybody right now, double tap. That's what I need you to do. Double tap. And then when you come in the building and you say, what's up to me? Say what's up to somebody in the chat, man. Spread the love in the chat, man. Look I see the love right now. Somebody double tapping. Shout out to the person double tapping right now. The likes is going up. We need 100 likes on the double in trouble right now. Who got the muscle in the chat right now? If you got the muscle, double tap. Say what's up to somebody in the chat. Everybody say what's up to everybody. Support if you a YouTuber, a content creator. Shout out your channel right now, man. Let me know your dream, subscription, and what you got to go right now. Because right now is a great time for 2025 and content creators and content creation. So for viewers like you to watch high quality podcasts and live streams like you watching right now, Mark Johnson, #1, double up, tap. Thank you, Mark Johnson. So a lot of people, as we've been talking about politics every day, Trump news. It's a pro-Trump channel, you know what I'm saying? But it's not just a pro-Trump channel. It really, if you listen, it's a pro-America channel, you know what I'm saying? From a Trump perspective, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I feel like Trump was the right choice, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like Trump has been doing a great job in that there are certain people who want to live, like my brother said, do you miss the 90s? No, I don't miss the 90s. And I feel like a lot of people miss 2004. I feel like a lot of people missed 2003, and I'm trying to figure out why. My goal is to educate people and remind people of what the status quo really was in 2003 and 2004, and why over 80-90% of people voted for Donald Trump. Despite what you hear on the news right now, this is why we're talking about Epstein today. We're talking about Epstein today because there has been a battle. There is a battle going on in the media. There is a war. Like we have a lot of geopolitical little fractions going on globally, right? We talked a lot about the Ukraine. I gave you background about the Azov battalion, how they were enveloped into the Ukrainian army and to the parliament, and how we helped that with Joe Biden. I gave you background on Iran and Israel, with my opinion of Trump's doing what a hard job is. But there is something going on in our own country, in our own back door. There is a war and a battle for power and perspective in the social media. And the social media, #1, is trying to fight to stay relevant. You have a lot of restaurants closing. You have a lot of websites not having the same effect anymore. You know, things are just check. Everybody wants to start a podcast. You got Gavin Newsom starting a podcast. This should let you know how things are changing, right? And why things are changing so fast. So there is a fight in the battle. We only are in 6 months. We only are in 6 months into the Trump presidency. It's almost a shame. Diddy or R. Kelly? I'm going to say Trump. I'm going to say Trump. I'm going to say America. If you ask me my choice, I'll pick America. You should pick America, and you shouldn't allow the liberal media, this is what I'm talking about right now, to divide you. Everything is about this division if you pay attention to the liberal media. But what about us being collective? America is one country. Whether you like it or not, yes, we have different parties, we have different races, we have different sexes, we have different genders. But it's so special about America that in the one place in the world, everybody gets respected. It doesn't matter what religion you choose to be in America. It doesn't matter what gender you choose to be, and you have that choice in America. So powerful, so beautiful. We all love and respect everyone no matter what. But there is a battle. The president of the United States is Donald Trump. Overwhelmingly Donald Trump, over 80% of the people. So we don't need to say like somehow Trump magically got into the White House. No, we know how Trump got into the White House. We all voted for him. Things got so bad. Inflation got so bad. Global geopolitics got so bad. Your life at the kitchen table got so bad that independents, libertarians, and Democrats all voted for Trump. When they were given the choice between Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, people who hadn't voted in 10 years ran to the polls. We haven't been honest about the truth about America and what happened just 6 months ago. Can we be honest? This is all within 6 months. When you were given the choice, right now, every day on the news, I'm telling you, it's a war. It's a battle. Everybody wants your attention. Just 6 months ago, they gave you a choice. I don't think it was a real choice because you didn't want Kamala Harris. But yet and still, you had to choose between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And when given the choice, See, this is what's missing from the media today. This is what, hey, Miss Perfect Timing, double tap, man. Shout out to Miss Perfect Timing, man. That was Comcast calling me, man. Thumbs up, man. Double tap. Hit the likes. Thank you for reminding me, baby. You got to do a service announcement every now and then, man. Subscribe to your guy, man. 73 people watching, 29 likes. It's not enough likes. Get the likes up. So check this out, man. There is a war for your attention, despite just 6 months ago, they gave a false choice. Yeah, double tap, hit the like. Hello, who is that? No Bars. No Bars, Chippy back. Belarus is back. Mark Johnson. Hey, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you. What I need you to do is share the show, man. Get more of your friends and your colleagues to come in and watch. No Bars, Chippy. No Bars always don't agree with me. No Bars be coming with the But thank you for coming in and watching, man. Chris Doster, my brother, is the war. Check this out. So right now, people are trying to sway you back and forth, but they make you forget about the fact that the reason why you're here today, and I don't understand this microwave culture. This was only 6 months ago. You were given this choice. The choice was Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and overwhelmingly everybody chose Donald Trump. But now that we're living with Donald Trump and we have 4 more years, can we have a true talk this morning? We got 4 more years with Donald Trump. We have 4 more years. Why? What is the benefit in a country where all of us have the same president? You would think we don't have you would think we got different presidents in different countries. It's one country, one president, right? This is the truth. One president for the next 4 years. He's going to be Donald Trump. Why is it so important that they hate Donald Trump? And what's the goal? Like, I'm wondering with the Jeffrey Epstein, the more that comes out, do you want to arrest the president? Because J.D. Vance will become the president. And you did not want Kamala Harris or Tim Walz. Because this is what I need to ask the short-sighted, non-thinking, lacking longevity. What is the goal? What is the goal? Because this president that we have today is having better economy, right? This president that we're having today is doing the tariffs, and the tariffs are working. Before the tariff deal, no one in America understood what a tariff was and why wages had become stagnant at $7.25, and that the Democrats have been in power 12 of the last 15 years, and the Democrats never raised your minimum wage. Your minimum wage got stuck. Your minimum wage, we got Walmart in 1996. Your minimum wage, we got Walmart, we got Clinton, we got the first black president, but you got shafted. You didn't get nothing. We got the first black president and everybody clapped and everybody sang and danced, but you didn't get a raise. See, the cost of living went up. The cost of housing went up. The cost of food went up. But wages have stayed stagnant for over 15 years. How is it that minimum wage is $7.25 if the Democrats love you so much? I'm going to tell you today because it's a war for your attention and what you should focus on. They don't want you to focus on the minimum wage. They don't want you to focus on kitchen table politics. They don't want you to focus on inflation. They don't want you to focus on the lack of productivity of the Democrats. Damn, Democrats was in power for 12 years. Yeah, Obama for 8 years, Biden for 4 years. That's 12 years out of the last 15 years. Yeah, the minimum wage never got rose on a federal level under those 12 years. The Democrats never. The minimum wage never was risen. And so what do the Democrats say when you ask them? The Democrats blame the Republicans. They do the same thing they're doing today. The Democrats don't have, this is what they got in their hand, nothing. So you say, Democrat, hey, why didn't you raise the minimum wage? You know what they say? The Republicans blocked it for 12 years. Donald Trump got the big, beautiful bill passed in 6 months. I'm going to say this 2 more times because sometimes you got to say things 3 times for people to get it in their head. Donald Trump got the big, beautiful bill passed in 6 months, 12 years, and you want to blame the Republicans because you never rose the minimum wage? You had the White House 8 years. You did the Affordable Care Act. You did gay marriage. You had the White House 8 years. You had the White House another 4 years. How can you blame the Republicans for your lack of productivity, your lack of concern for the American people and the people you claim to be your base? You claim the everyday American is your base, but you never gave them anything. You had power. I'm telling you why Donald Trump won by 80%. People forget it's only been 6 months, and I'm saying the media is trying to fight for your attention. I am reminding you why 80% of you voted for Donald Trump. It's because you got tired of not being able to pay your rent. You got tired of not being able to buy groceries. You got tired of not being able to buy gas. And a Democrat who look like you telling you your life is better despite you are struggling. Obama wants you to celebrate. Obama wants your son to be raised by a gay man. Obama wants you to vote for another person who claims to be black, who never been black. They want you to focus on race. They want you to focus on sex. This is why you are not focused on your pocketbook, because everybody is more focused on what's their gender, what's the pronoun, what's the sex. You know what I love about Donald Trump? Donald Trump got rid of Title IX. You know what Title IX was doing to our boys in college? Title IX made boys, young black boys and young white boys, not want to go to college. We lost boys. We've been losing American boys to, they don't want to go to college and they don't want to go to church. With Donald Trump, we're going to have, my prayer and hope is that young American boys go to college again, feel comfortable in college, and they're not afraid to date in college, that American boys go back to church and feel comfortable in church again, because they don't feel like an enemy. They don't feel like a pariah. They don't feel unwanted by all of the female leadership in the church, all of the female professors at college. And when they get their first corporate job, all the female HR managers, where a young white kid is seen as the devil because everybody hates Trump. And I got colleagues. Y'all see how I talk? I work in IT. I work with young white men. I work with young Indian men. We can't get promoted. We can't get promoted. My white colleagues are seen as evil because everybody sees Donald Trump in young white men. So young white men are being pushed out of school. Young white men are being pushed out of jobs because there is a reciprocal effect of this Donald Trump hate. No one talks about the effect of the Donald Trump hate. They push this Donald Trump hate. Did you see South Park? Did you see South Park the other day? They push this hate, but it manifests. It manifests on our children. And we got young kids in school, and it's not their fault if he's tall and he's white and he looks like Trump and everybody teases him and teachers don't like him. You got the young black boys that everybody think is ghetto, that if you don't act ghetto, you're not accepted. And the teacher is scared of you if you're 6 foot tall and you're black. So we got a dilemma in our schools and our churches. We got a dilemma in our schools and our churches. And they don't want you to focus. So Title IX had to go. So I don't understand why you can't see why Trump is beneficial. See, our kids, Trump is on the list. Let's get to Jeffrey Epstein. Let's get to Jeffrey Epstein. I want to show you something. Let's get to Jeffrey Epstein.
At any rate, at one point, after Trump had been elected, I was sitting talking to Epstein, and he said, "Wait a minute,
I got some stuff I want to show." So I'm doing my research today, and it comes out that Trump was the one who called the police on Epstein in 2004. Virginia. Did y'all know that? Trump is the one who called the police on Epstein in 2004. No one's talking about that. So Trump called the police and reported Epstein. Did y'all know that? So Trump called the police and reported Epstein in 2004. Trump's reports led to what was used in the prosecution. Let me play a video.
Beginning the legal process, which would ultimately bring Jeffrey Epstein down.
Did y'all know this?
Epstein believed that Donald Trump went to the Palm Beach police and said, Jeffrey Epstein has young girls at his house, thereby beginning the legal process which would ultimately bring Jeffrey Epstein down.
This is the reporter who interviewed Jeffrey Epstein and Jeffrey Epstein's brother. Do you guys know who this reporter is? Do you guys know? I'm gonna play it one more time. Listen, this I'm playing you right now. This is going viral. This is why I created this show this morning. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We should have had 100 likes 5 minutes ago. We need 100 likes on the double. This is why I did the show this morning. This is what's going viral. I'm going to show you proof that the Epstein list that the Democrats made up, because the Democrats are fake, was all made up. It was all political theater. What's coming out this morning is that Donald Trump was actually the one who called the police. Donald Trump was the one who and Jeffrey Epstein hated Donald Trump. So now we understand what's going on. Jeffrey Epstein hated Donald Trump. Donald Trump called the police on Jeffrey Epstein. And the Obama, Comey, FBI, DOJ created a fake hoax so they can sandbag the Trump reputation. Do you think if Obama and Comey had dirt on Trump, they would hold it? Because all this data existed going back to 2004. And why would Trump call the police? Why would Trump call the police? Every data that exists has existed for 20 years. Jeffrey Epstein's initial crime was in 2004. So Donald Trump has run for president twice. Donald Trump has, if you had any dirt on Trump, they would have dug it up. If there was any dirt relating to Epstein, you would know it by now because they would have used it to make Donald Trump lose. If they had anything juicy enough, it would have came out during the presidential election and during the debates. Kamala would have used it as fuel because Kamala used everything. So no, there was nothing salacious about Trump. The truth is Trump called the police.
Epstein believed that Donald Trump went to the Palm Beach police and said, Jeffrey Epstein has young girls at his house, thereby beginning the legal process which would ultimately bring Jeffrey Epstein down.
Donald Trump called the police, beginning the legal process that would bring...
Epstein believed that Donald Trump went to the Palm Beach police and said, Jeffrey Epstein has young girls at his house, thereby beginning the legal process which would ultimately bring Jeffrey Epstein down.
Now, who's the man with the master plan? Who's the man? Who's the man? Hit the like. I should have had 100 likes over 5 minutes ago. I'm kicking major ass this morning, man. Hit the like, man. Oh, man. Come on, man. Who giving you this news, man? Ain't nobody giving you this perspective. Everybody giving you one narrative. They want you to believe in the boogeyman. They want you to believe in a conspiracy theory. They want you to believe in a hoax. But there is nothing at the end of that rainbow. And they are giving me so many opportunities. The Democrats, the liberals, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Hakeem Jeffries, the lack of Nancy Pelosi, y'all giving me so much. You are creating my podcast. You are so weak. You are so unproductive. You are so in disarray as a party. The Democrats don't have no leadership. The Democrats have the lowest rating in 3 decades. They are making it easy for me. They are making it easy for me. They're not even trying. I'm just being honest. You got, what's his name? Not Tim Scott. What's the dude from New Jersey? He in the Senate right now crying, saying the Democrats deserve to lose because the Democrats are not focusing on messaging. This is what, and right now in the Senate, what's that boy name? They dropped the ball on the bill. It's not Tim Scott. Tim Scott is the other dude, but from New Jersey. Somebody put his name in the chat. Cory Booker. Thank you, Brian. Cory Booker is in the Senate right now crying. Should we go to Cory Booker? Cory Booker crying right now today. Not yet, not today, Cory Booker, because I remember yesterday's story. I told you the Wall Street Journal just printed that the Democrats have the lowest, despite the Jeffrey Epstein, because the Jeffrey Epstein story is fake. The Jeffrey Epstein story is fake. It's not working. The Democrats have the lowest rating in over 30 years, according to the Wall Street Journal. Cory Booker is in the Senate right now crying. He's crying. The Democrats, no, we deserve to lose. The Democrats. I'm not making it up. Cory Booker is in the Senate right now crying. He is saying the Democrats deserve to lose. Let me look it up. I'm going to look it up. Cory Booker says Democrats deserve to lose. Cory Booker, this today says Democrats deserve to lose. That's how bad they are. That's how bad you guys are as we talk about this BS. Huh? Says willing to be complicit. Willing to be complicit. Just go to AI. Senator Cory Booker recently clashed with fellow Democrats on the Senate floor. He accused them of being too complicit with the president on his policies because they're great policies and the Democrats have no policies. He's saying that the Democrats are being complicit. He's also stated that the party needs to wake up and fight back and forth and that they deserve to lose. Cory Booker right now on the Senate floor saying the Dems deserve to lose for being complicit. Now, complicit. I never heard complicit be used in such a negative light. 159 people watching, 60 likes. We need more likes. Double tap. 200 people watching. We need more likes, baby. Everybody watching, hit the likes. I didn't know complicit was a bad thing. So when we talked yesterday, I explained to my audience that we have a democratic process in America, two political parties, Democrats, Republicans, and we have a Congress, and we call it a House. We call it a house. Why do we call it a house? We call it a house because the goal is to become complicit, or what I've been saying, consensus. The goal of the house is consensus. Donald Trump is the president. I would hope that eventually Democrats and Republicans come to some type of agreement and then support our leader, because that means the country is working. Why do the Democrats want the country not to work? Why do the Democrats want people not to understand how democracy should be working? What's wrong, Cory Booker? Cory Booker, what's wrong with the Democrats and the Republicans agreeing for the greater good of the nation? That's what politics is about. That's what the House was created for healthy debate, and then you come to some type of consensus. You have to. That's why you go into committee. Am I the first one educating you guys on this? That's why you go into committee. That's why they hold committees in the House. And Jasmine Crockett wants to get on a certain committee to have a deeper discussion. A deeper discussion, i.e. debate what comes out of this committee that becomes law. We come to consensus. And when we don't come to an overall consensus, we go to a committee. And these committees have leaders and chairs. And the goal is, let's have a deeper discussion. Let's have a deeper discussion, man. Let's have a deeper discussion, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. So Cory Booker is upset. Cory Booker is upset because Donald Trump is doing a kick butt job. And I just played for you proof that Donald Trump was the one who called the police on Jeffrey Epstein. Now, what I have been saying, now I got a coffin nail. I'm so excited this morning. What's up, Maldi? I'm so excited this morning. No bars, Chippy. U.S. is the best state to live in. I agree. Antonio White, I will break you down. Hey, I'm so excited this morning. Let's have a debate. We can have a debate. Go ahead and send a super chat. Go ahead and send a super chat of what you want to talk about or what you want to debate, and we can handle that. Super chat your question. So I have been saying to you that the Jeffrey Epstein story is a nothing burger. The reason I said to you the Jeffrey Epstein story, this is what I've been saying to you. I said, all prayers to the victims. Jeffrey and the Trump has said the same thing. All prayers to the victims, not just of Jeffrey Epstein, but of all those type of victims. My prayers are with the family, and my prayers are with the victims. Jeffrey Epstein is a horrible guy. What I have said is that politically, my channel was a political channel, and my goal was to educate. So I said, this is a political attack. The Jeffrey Epstein list, if you want to call it that, doesn't exist. But there is a contact or address book or a black book that does exist that was used in the trial. And what I said from day one is that the Democrats are lying to you because they lost the big, beautiful bill. Whatever information that they are saying to the public is already available. They are lying, and it started working, so they kept lying. It started working because people wanted something to be angry at, so they kept lying. They said Donald Trump won't release what? Then they came up with a catchphrase. Like people in the chat, do you guys remember for almost a year, everybody kept saying no Diddy, no Diddy. I said somebody paid for that to become a catchphrase. Well, they created a catchphrase called the Epstein list. And there's been 2 trials. What you need to understand that there was a 2008 trial and a 2019 trial. And there's evidence that's publicly available. FOIs have been submitted for both of those trials, and a ton of evidence has already came out. The person I'm about to play for you, Whitney Webb, has wrote 2 500-page books, extensive books. We have the guy who interviewed Epstein, the guy who published the Black Book almost 10 years ago. He has a book out. So this is what the Democrats didn't tell you in 2025. The Democrats are losing politically. The Democrats are the worst place they've ever been in 30 years. They had no traction. So they made up a story. They made up something called the Epstein list. But what did I tell you? I said everything that the Democrats are claiming that they want has already been released. Pam Bondi gave out a white bonder with all these things. So people in the chat, you might say, what do you want? People in the chat say, well, we want this. Okay, you want the flight logs. You want the flight logs? The flight logs are released. What I talk about on my channel, I said Melinda Gates divorced Bill Gates. See, there's things that we don't talk about because they want you to focus on Trump. And I think it's just fun for trolls. Trump, Epstein, Trump's on the list. Trump. What do you want? I really want to know what you want. Can you just say that you're not an American and you're not for America? Stop saying Trump's on the list. Just tell us what you want. If you don't want him to be president, just admit that you're anti-American. Just admit that and you want to get rid of the president for nothing. You have no proof, you have no evidence, and you're a little baby. And even though the entire people, 80% of the people voted for him, you think you can get rid of a president for nothing with no evidence for something that happened 20 years ago. I just really want to know, what is your brain? What is your malfunction? What is your goal? What's at the end of that rainbow? Nothing's at the end of that rainbow. We voted for him. We're happy with him. He's not going anywhere. We don't impeach presidents. We don't put presidents in jail. Biden pardoned a crackhead son. What's the goal? What is the goal? Because Epstein is dead and got found guilty twice. Because if you want Epstein to be found guilty, it happened twice. If you want Epstein dead, he's already dead. Ghislaine Maxwell's in. What's the goal? You want Donald Trump in jail? Donald Trump is not going to jail. You want J.D. Vance to be president? You didn't want Kamala Harris. You want Tim Walz. You're sounding like babies. What do you want? What do you want? Okay, if it's true, what do you want? Who do you want to be president? Because you just had a choice. You whiny children. You're acting like children. You're acting like children. I gave you a choice. Now it's time to go to bed, and you don't want to go to bed. I gave you a choice. Now you're telling me you want another choice? It's just been 6 months. That's very childish. That's extremely childish. See, I gave you a choice. You had a choice between Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. All these facts existed 6 months ago. When you voted and you chose Trump, the Epstein files existed. When you voted and you chose Trump, the Epstein files existed. See, I gave you a choice, child. I gave you a choice, child. Since you didn't want to agree with me, I gave you a choice, child, and you chose what you chose. Now, 5 minutes later, you want me to give you another choice, but you can't even articulate what you really want. You just know you don't want what you chose. Do you understand how childish this is? You can't even intelligently articulate what you really want. The Democrats have no message. The Democrats have no leader. You don't want Hakeem Jeffries. You don't want AOC. You don't want Jasmine Crockett. You push Jasmine Crockett out. You don't want Nancy Pelosi. You don't want the leader of the what's his name? Chuck Schumer. So you don't know what you want. You don't have an agenda. We said yesterday, all you have is Epstein. I'm going to play a video to blow it all out the water. I'm going to play a video to blow it all out the water. All you have is Epstein. That's how childish this whole debate is. It's extremely childish. Who do you have? Who do you have? See, there's nothing but troll in the chat. There's no real answer. We don't want Chuck Schumer. See, I know the names. Do you know the names of your party? Who are the people in your party? In your party? In your party? Who are the people in your party? In your party? You don't want Cory Booker, huh? You don't want Chuck Schumer. You don't want Nancy Pelosi. Who do you want to lead? Because you can articulate that you don't want who you just chose. Like a child, right? I'm giving you that. I give you what you said in the chat so far. I can read. You don't want who you just chose. Now, the truth is, like a child, you won't admit that 80% of the people chose Trump. That's okay. We're going to get past that. Now, you can articulate to me you don't want what you just chose, but still, no one can articulate what you do want. Somebody say Chuck Schumer would be better than Trump. Somebody say Kamala would be better than Trump. You had a choice 5 minutes ago, but you're changing your mind. Somebody say Waltz. Somebody go get Mike Waltz, the tampon in the bathroom, and say, I want Waltz. Who you want? Cory Booker? Somebody in the chat say, we want Cory Booker to be president. Say it. Say you want Cory Booker. Kamala 28. You had a choice. Just like I give my kids every night. You got a choice. You can do this or you can do that. You get a choice. Just like I give my kids every night. You had a chance to pick Kamala. That's what I would tell my kids. Hold on. Super chat. The Baron MMA. LMFAO. Imagine yelling at a solo screen. Imagine having a choice, making a choice, and then going back on that choice 5 minutes later and being mad at someone else for what you chose. Imagine making a choice, the freedom of election. You wanted Kamala. You didn't want to go to convention. You didn't even give other candidates an opportunity. You didn't give Bernie Sanders an opportunity. You didn't give Bernie Sanders an opportunity. You didn't give nobody. And to this day, you don't even know who made that decision because you didn't. Who made the decision? You didn't make the decision. Who made the decision? You didn't make the decision. They took away the democratic process. You're angry at me. Thank you for the $2. Thank you for the $2. Who? They said George Clooney. You want to know about clowns? Do you want to talk about clowns? Do you want to talk about the circus that is the Democrat? Do you want to talk about Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion cursing on stage? Do you want to talk about black women shaking your butt and cursing? Why can't we have a real conversation? Why can't we have a real honest talk? Why when I bring up honest things, why we can't just be honest? You saw those black women on stage shaking their butt, cursing. How did you feel? If you're a Democrat, and then it turns out that they paid them money. They paid taxpayer millions of dollars to let black women get on stage and shake their butt and curse. And they thought that would make you vote for Kamala. How do you feel about that today? Huh? How do you feel about that today? How do you feel about that? That's the reality. Beyonce couldn't get her elected. Beyonce couldn't get her elected. Meg Thee Stallion couldn't get her elected. They thought that would do it. They thought Beyonce shaking her butt would do it. Now, today we're talking about the Epstein list. I said to you that the Epstein list had already been released. Can I play something for you guys? Y'all want to hear something? Let's listen. We might pause it. This is my thumbnail. This is my coffin nail today. Release the list. This is why I'm playing this clip right now for everybody in the chat. And I want to say thank you. Because you guys who keep coming back, No Bars Chippy, everybody who come back and y'all debate with me, thank you for interacting. Thank you for super chatting. Thank you for commenting in the comment section and going crazy. We almost at 100 likes. We at 124 watching, 87 likes, 87 likes. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm about to drop the coffin nail. We about to drop the coffin nail about the black book. You see the thumbnail. We about to drop the coffin nail. Woo! And you know what happened when I get to watch the video? It's stizzy time, baby. Stizzy me. Stizzy. Soon as we watch the video, what does Perfect do? He goes to the stizzy. Do you know what a stizzy is? Not if you're not from California. If you're not from California, you might not know what a stizzy is, but it's stuffed. It's stuffed. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the nothing burger. The Democrats been having a whirlwind of a time talking about release the list. The trolls in the chat keep saying release the list, and then they say Epstein, then they say Trump is on the list. If he's on the list, then the list must be released. If he's on the list, and he's been on the list since the first time he became president, we all know he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He's been on the list. I've never debated whether or not Trump has known Jeffrey Epstein or been friends with Jeffrey Epstein. I just said to you that everything you guys keep bringing up has been true since the first time he got elected in 2016. There's nothing new. The only thing new in 2025 is the Democrats' low rating. And I'm just so happy this morning that everything that we've said on this channel has been true and has been borne out by facts. I'm going to drop my coffin nail. Whitney Webb is the premier researcher on Epstein. Whitney Webb is about to tell you the truth about the Epstein black book and the truth about its being released and how long it's been available. And this is going to verify my fact that the Democrats used this false lie to distract you from their lack of productivity and them not being able to stop the big, beautiful bill. The list has been out for over 10 years. Watch this video. Thank you for watching. Share, hit the like, subscribe.
Lots of people that wanted to star in it, but he only wanted one person, and that was his longtime friend, Flavio, and they talk about their long-term friendship in that clip for those that are interested. But Flavio Briatore has a few unusual links to the Epstein case, which I explore here. And one of them has to do with the Black Book itself. The Black Book is this book of contacts that are Epstein's, but Epstein didn't necessarily write it. His staff wrote it. And so it wasn't just one staff member. It was a few members of his staff in his Palm Beach residence that compiled this list of contacts. But it was deemed legitimate enough to be used as evidence in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial a couple years ago. So it's considered to.
So did you hear that? The Black Book exists. And the Black Book was used in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. The Black Book has been around since 2015, and it wasn't compiled by Jeffrey Epstein. Please listen. These are not conjecture. This is the facts of the Jeffrey Epstein case. This is the facts, ma'am.
To give an it was considered to give a relatively accurate portrayal of the time of sort of, frequently contacted figures in Epstein's world during, the particular period of time that the Palm Beach case in particular spanned. And so that book became public. Well, it was originally published and made actually public by the investigative journalist Nick Bryant, who's also known for investigating the Franklin scandal, which is sort of a Reagan Bush era pedophile scandal involving government officials. And he published that at Gawker, I believe, in 2015, but he came into the.
He published it at Gawker in 2015. He published it at Gawker in 2015. It was used in 2019 in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. What are the Democrats asking for? I was right. I was right. Everybody say it in the chat. I was right. I was right. I was right. Thank you for 100 likes. I was right. Everybody in the chat, can you say it with me? Perfect is perfect. Perfect time of podcast with the blast on your ass and the dash real fast. Top of the mid-morning. I was right. It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger. I said Pam Bondi put out the white binder of all these things. Pam Bondi got ridiculed because what she put out was duplicative. And what people found out is the information they wanted was already out, but you're afraid to do something with the information that you have. You don't want to do anything with the information that Trump called the police on Epstein in 2004 and never dealt with him again. But Bill Clinton flew on the plane after Jeffrey Epstein was released in 2009, that Obama was the president in 2009 when Jeffrey Epstein was released early from prison and allowed to leave prison 12 hours a day. I'm going to say that again, that Obama was president when Jeffrey Epstein was released early and Jeffrey Epstein was allowed to leave prison for 12 hours a day every day. When he was released, despite having to register on that list, Obama gave him back keys to his jet. Obama gave him back keys to his private island. And Jeffrey Epstein was allowed to be Epstein again under the Obama administration. For the entire 8 years Obama was president, Jeffrey Epstein was allowed to be Jeffrey. I need more likes. I need more likes. Hit the like button. This is the truth. I've been talking about it on my channel. I'm not making this up. This is the truth. Jeffrey Epstein was released in 2009. He was released 5 months earlier. He was supposed to do 18 months. He only did 13 months. Who was the president when Jeffrey Epstein was released? The president was Barack Obama. The president was Barack Obama. The president was Barack Obama. The secretary was Hillary Clinton. The vice president was Joe Biden. Can we have a real conversation? Oh, my bad. 2009, Bush was president. 2009, Bush was president. My bad. Bush was president when Jeffrey Epstein was released. My bad. I thought I did the research. Bush was president in 2009 when Jeffrey Epstein was released. I know Bush was president in 2008. I said Jeffrey Epstein was released in 2009, 5 months early. That means he didn't serve his whole sentence. Jeffrey Epstein was released from prison early. He got the deal in 2008, bozo. He was released from prison in 2009 when Obama was president, Biden was vice president, and Hillary Clinton was secretary. He was allowed to leave jail 12 hours a day. He got released. The deal, listen. The super chat from Joe Schmo said he got the deal in 2008. Well, Joe Schmo, you know that the deal was 18 months. How many months did Jeffrey Epstein serve? He didn't serve what the deal was. Do you understand how easily, if you know the facts, you can debunk? Thank you for the $2. Thank you for the $2. The deal was for 18 months, Joe. I'm gonna hit the like button on Joe. I'm gonna hit the like button on your comment. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Joe, the deal was for 18 months. My argument, and I love the debate. Thank you for disagreeing, and thank you for having the balls to put the $2 with your disagreement. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, Joe Schmo. My argument is that he was released early in 2009, adjacent from the deal. The deal was for 18 months. You know what, Joe? When people troll you, sometimes they give you a chance to show how good you are. It's like playing sports, and you get mad when somebody's guarding you and they hack and they fouling you. It gives you an opportunity like Jordan to show how good you are. So I just did my Jordan and slam dunk with my balls in your face. I just did my Jordan, Joe Smo, and slam dunked on you with my balls in your face. Because the deal was for 18 months and Obama let him out early. Now, can we go back to the fact that also under Obama did not have to allow him to fly private? Can we have a problem? Can we talk about that? Obama didn't have to allow him to fly private. Obama, because he had to register on the list. Epstein had to register. Obama didn't have to allow him to fly private. Because you're going to have restrictions after you get found guilty. He was found guilty of prostitution and solicitation of he was found guilty of prostitution and solicitation of So Obama would have been within his rights to take away that private jet. You can't fly on a private jet no more. They let him fly on a private jet. They let him go back to the private island. So now you done with the distraction? The fly list. The fly list is already out. The fly list is already out. And this is my point. And this is what we know about Bill Gates being divorced. Bill Gates is divorced. If we want to talk honestly about the fly list, can we be honest? I don't want anyone to be, this is my channel. I love my channel. So I'm honest on my channel. I just exposed that the blacklist that the Democrats been lying to you about has been out since 2015. Can we start there? Number one, you have to thank me and admit the Democrats have been lying to you. The Democrats wanted the Epstein list. I just showed you that the Epstein list was out since 2015 and it was used in the 2019 trial. The Democrats knew that and the Democrats had that. Obama had it. Biden had it. It's old news. Okay? Can we be honest about what I did this morning? What did I do? All week, I've been saying the Jeffrey Epstein list is a nothing burger and the Democrats are lying and they're trying to sandbag my president. That's what my argument has been. The Democrats are lying and they're trying to sandbag my president. This morning, I provided you proof from a Democrat. Whitney Webb is not a Republican. And she just said that the list was out in 20. Let's play it one more time. Let's listen, because I need you to hear this. Because it's not me. I'm not saying this. This is my proof. This is a coffin nail. You cried, you wipe your face. No one cares. Oh, now that I show the proof, nobody cares. Sound like a kid to me. Sound like a child.
In particular spanned. And so that book became public. Well, it was originally published and made actually public by the investigative journalist Nick Bryant, who's also known for investigating the Franklin scandal, which is sort of a Reagan-Bush era pedophile scandal involving government officials. And he published that at Gawker, I believe, in 2015, but he came into possession of it sometime, I think, around 2012 or so, he said. But prior to that, the FBI obtained it from Jeffrey Epstein's former butler, Alfredo Rodriguez, who died the same year it was published in 2015. But earlier he had tried to basically sell the Black Book.
Did y'all hear that? I don't know if you knew any of this, you guys. So how long has the Black Book been around? Since 2008, since the first case. The FBI had the Black Book going back to 2008 in the first case. You got to get past these YouTube ads, man. All right, let's go back to the video.
Victims' lawyers, Brad Edwards, who works with Stanley Pottinger at, I forget the name of their law firm, but they're two of the main Epstein lawyers. And so instead of buying the book, I mean, obviously it's fair that he wouldn't pay an enormous, the large sum that Rodriguez was asking for it. But Edwards instead tipped off the FBI and basically sicked the FBI on this guy. And the FBI set up a sting operation to buy the book from him, and Rodriguez went to prison, which later Epstein, when he was asked about it, said about the Black Book, he was like, it never should have been published. It was terrible that it was published, but now my butler, or, my former butler is in prison for, the crime of publishing it. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. That's not a direct quote, but that was essentially what he was saying. So he agreed with, Rodriguez being put away. And it's important to point out that Epstein was an FBI informant during this period. So, there may have been some duplicity there, but again, I don't know. But what's important here is that Rodriguez, and when he tried to shop this book around, he circled names that he said were co-conspirators and material witnesses to Epstein's sex trafficking crimes. So Flavio Briatore is one of the circled names. Alan Dershowitz is a circled name. Leslie Wexner, John Lu.
What y'all want? Let's go at it in the chat. What y'all want? Let's go at it. You don't know who Whitney Webb is. Let's go at it in the chat. Salute to you. Salute to you. You don't know who Whitney Webb is. She wrote 2 books. She's been investigating this for 10 years. She wrote 2 books. It's not me. You don't believe me. This is a white woman. I know you believe white women. I know you want to believe this white woman. Her name Whitney Webb. Go look it up on Google. You don't got to believe a black man. Believe a white woman. Go look it up on Google. Whitney Webb. Go look it up right now. She wrote 2 books, thick books like encyclopedias on Jeffrey Epstein. Go read both books. That's how much she did years of research on Jeffrey Epstein. This information has been out since 2015, and the FBI had it in 2008 during the first case. This is how they prosecuted. Did you hear what she said? Jeffrey Epstein was asked about the Black Book. Jeffrey Epstein was free and alive, and he knew his Black Book had been published. The Democrats have been lying to you. The Epstein list has been around and been public. Jeffrey Epstein knew about the Epstein list. You know who was on there? Who surprised me? Chris Rock. Chris Rock. Diddy wasn't on there, but Chris Rock was on there, and that surprised me. I didn't think Chris Rock was on there. I didn't understand why Chris Rock would be on there, but Chris Rock was on the list, and the magician David Blaine was on the list. This is what we know already. How do you think we knew about David Blaine, the magician? How do we know about Bill Gates? How do we know about Hillary Clinton? How do we know about Bill Clinton being on the plane? Because it's already been out since 2008. So what do we need to talk about? Because they want to distract you in the chat. Okay, Melinda Gates is married to one of the richest men in the world. Let's have a real talk. Can we have a real conversation? You're married to one of the richest men in the world. I am a heterosexual black man. If I was married to Bill Gates, I would never divorce. Bill Gates, I would never divorce Bill Gates. I don't care what he did wrong. When we look up Melinda Gates and Bill Gates' divorce, Melinda Gates is on record saying the reason why she divorced Bill Gates is that she asked him to stop having meetings with Jeffrey. I read this to my audience. Some of you are new. Some of you are new. Meetings, multiple meetings. Melinda said, stop having meetings. Multiple. That's how much time Bill Gates spent with Jeffrey Epstein and on his island doing God knows what. But his wife got so tired of it that she divorced him. There was a rumor, allegedly, Bill Gates was cheating on his wife with a girl he met through Jeffrey Epstein. Allegedly. So we know who was on the plane. We know who was on the island. We know Bill Gates was on the plane. We know Bill Clinton was on the plane. Nobody wants to do anything about Biden and the Clinton mafia. It seems to be that it's okay for Biden, Hunter Biden, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton to do whatever crime they want, whether it's Ukraine, Haiti, or Katrina. It don't matter. It don't matter. Bill Clinton could actually have sex in the White House, and you could dislike Trump, who is a married man. What? How could you dislike Trump? Bill Clinton actually had sex with a little girl in the White House. We're talking about proclivities. We're talking about proclivities. I'm not making up anything. How are you mad at Trump when Bill Clinton was caught in the White House with Monica Lewinsky? And then think about, okay, if that's not bad enough, let's do the math. We want to have an honest conversation. Bill Clinton got on Jeffrey Epstein's plane after. Shh. What type of guy is this? What type of guy is this? You get caught in the White House and you hanging around Jeffrey Epstein? You on his plane after you get caught in the White House? What type of guy is this, bro? Do you see how the Democrats have to spin everything? Because if you look at the truth, that Clinton, Obama, and Biden never gave you anything. They didn't. Clinton got rid of the jobs. When Nancy Pelosi gave that speech in '96, Clinton was the reason why Nancy Pelosi had to talk about tariffs being a loss for American workers. Clinton had gave away American jobs in manufacturing and NAFTA. Clinton, Biden, Obama ruined your life. And they didn't raise wages. They made rich. See, secretly, let me explain to you what happened with the Democratic Party. Secretly, they became the elites. See, Bill Clinton went to Oxford. Bill Clinton, he used to fake like he was a country bumpkin. But Bill Clinton was not a country bumpkin. Bill Clinton was a blue blood, and he went to Oxford. The Democrats became the elites. The Democrats became the elites. Barack Obama represented the elites, and they instituted the elites' agenda. You never got a raise. You became a slave under the Democrats because you believed the Democrats was on your side. You became a wage slave. Do you guys know what a wage slave is? I bet you Generation Z, they know what wage slaves are. Somebody said hi. Who was that? KMJ said hi. Generation Z, they know what wage slaves are because Gen Z can't afford to buy a house. Gen Z never sees money. They work every 2 weeks and all their money goes to bills. They don't know about balling. They don't know about pockets full of money. Hello, Joshua. Unseen, unheard said, yes, sir, that's me. A wage slave, because the Democrats never rose wages. And when you ask them about it, they blame Republicans. And this week, they've blamed the client list. And what I did this morning, and I was very excited, is I exposed the fact that the Jeffrey Epstein list was printed in 2008. His janitor stole the list. His butler stole the list, and the FBI set up the butler and arrested the butler, and they used it in the '08 conviction, and they used it again against Ghislaine Maxwell. Somebody wrote a paragraph. Jason L. Davis, did you know in the Bible, biblical time, Pharaoh slaves paid only 20% of the crop yields to the Pharaoh, and that meant they were enslaved, but we paid 35% plus. I love when, see, it's you guys would think that everybody's a troll. Everybody's not a troll. There are some people listening, and there are some people benefiting from the content. Some people, I saw the wows in the chat. I saw when I presented my information, some people know who Whitney Webb is. Some people know and didn't know that the Black Book already existed. So now if you've been listening to me, No Bars, Chippy, Jason, some people have been listening to me and they've been saying, you know, OG been yelling at the screen. Today they hear this and like, OG knew what he was talking about. OG knew what he was talking about. OG said the Democrats were playing a political game, and it's called sandbagging. The Democrats were upset because Trump was able to pass some of the biggest legislation in 10 years and 6 months. And the Democrats didn't have anything to give back, right? So the Democrats came up with a nothing burger. It's called political theater. And they tried to throw anything against the wall. The one thing that stuck was the Epstein list, because Americans care about children, right? That's what happened with Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar struck a nerve with the children. Well, the Democrats went back to Kendrick Lamar and they tried to Drakeify the president. The Democrats tried to Drakeify the president. And now everybody is doing to Trump what they did to Drake. But Bill Clinton was the one who got caught with Monica Lewinsky. Bill Gates is the one that got caught with Jeffrey Epstein. Trump has never been caught doing anything nefarious. Trump turned in Epstein in 2004. He's been faithful to his wife. But the media wants to Drakeify Trump. And they want to put the PDF name on Trump as if Trump was on the plane. When we know Bill Clinton was on the plane. When we know Bill Gates was on the plane. When we know David Blaine was on the plane. Trump was not on the plane. Trump was not. If they had that, they would have given it to you to ruin the presidency. They don't have it. They don't. But we do have Clinton. We do have Bill. We do have prominent Democrats. No one cares. That let me know you don't care about the victims. You only care about the blood and the red meat. You don't care about the victims. You only care about the red meat. You only care about the red meat, and you want to care about this fake news cycle that puts the PDF moniker on our president who we love, but the president doesn't deserve it. You cannot superimpose Trump for Epstein. Trump is not Epstein. Trump did not do anything Epstein did. Epstein was a horrible guy, but Trump is not Epstein. The fact of the matter is the Democratic Party is failing. I feel, what's the word? Somebody help me out in the chat. Not rejoice, but I feel vindicated. Honestly, I feel vindicated because you guys don't know how mentally vexing it is to do a live stream. People be like, "Oh, why are you so happy in the morning?" Man, I love podcasting, but it is mentally vexing when you have so many ignorant people in the chat. So I feel vindicated this morning because it's been very difficult to educate the public on political theater, political sandbagging, you know, in the guise of this horrible crime. Think about this. This is a horrible crime. This is a horrible crime. People could hate me. People could hate me because I am defending the president. And I'm bringing out truths that people might not like. Because if you believe the lies, then you would hate me. Right? If you believe the lies, then you hate me. So it's been very difficult to bring out these truths. And today, it's validation. It's extreme validation when I'm able to present to you a coffin nail that says the Jeffrey Epstein Black Book was available in 2008. The FBI arrested Jeffrey Epstein's butler, who was attempting to sell the Black Book. And the Black Book was used in the 2008 prosecution and the 2019 prosecution. It was published in Gawker by Nicholas in 2015. Whitney Webb has written 2 volumes, magnum volumes, on Jeffrey Epstein with extensive records of the flight log. Shout out to Ian Carroll and cancel this podcast. Shout out to Ian Carroll. That's who I learned who Whitney Webb is. I learned about Whitney Webb through Ian Carroll. And Ian Carroll showed Whitney Webb's research in her books. Years of research Whitney Webb has done on Epstein. So if there was anything that would tie Trump to the PDF moniker, Whitney Webb would have produced it and you would know about it. But the truth is, the Democrats are failing you. I'm sorry about the victims. I'm sorry about this story. But the truth is, the president is correct. The story is 20 years old. But you know what's not 20 years old? The Democratic approval rating. The Democratic approval rating is 30 years low. What do you do? What do you do? What do Uncle Tom, God, dog, that's what I said, y'all. This is mentally vexing. Mentally vexing. I'll tell you, it's mentally vexing. It truly is mentally vexing, man. I mean, come on, man. Uncle Tom? Just because I present truths to you?
Epstein believed that Donald Trump went to the Palm Beach police and said, Jeffrey Epstein has young girls at his house, thereby beginning the legal process which would ultimately bring Jeffrey Epstein down. Epstein believed that Donald Trump went to the Palm Beach police and said, Jeffrey Epstein has young girls at his house, thereby beginning the legal process which would ultimately bring Jeffrey Epstein down.
Jeffrey Epstein blamed Trump for his downfall, accusing Trump of being the first to report him to police in 2004. Are you reading this with me? Jeffrey Epstein blamed Trump for his downfall, accusing Trump of being the first to report him to police.
Epstein believed that Donald Trump went to the Palm Beach police and said, Jeffrey Epstein has young girls at his house.
This is my job, bro. I take my shit serious. This is my job, bro. I take my shit serious, bro. This is my job, bro. This is my job, bro. I take my shit serious.
Some of them young women. Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken, and it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad, but that story's been pretty well out there, and the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
What did they do?
In the spa. Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa. One of the.
Hey, you want to get roasted? Hey, Raymond, you want to get roasted? We've been having a great day. I've been positive. I just said mentally vexing. I'm right on the edge. I will roast your ass in my chat being an idiot. In my chat being an idiot. You will get roasted, Raymond Lindsay. Lindsay, that's your name? Lindsay, we going to call you Lindsay. He talking about a phone list. We talking about a full Epstein. You clown. This is why they're able to lie, because there's so many idiots. Okay, Lindsay, what is a full list? You sound stupid. I mean, just contextually. What do you mean? You're saying list and list or have two different definitions? Do you realize you said list in the same sentence twice and you're trying to indicate that one means something different than the other? You clown shoe. You large, red-headed, big-nose clown shoe. What do you mean? He's talking about a phone list and we want a full list. We don't want a list. We want a list. That's what you're telling me? You don't want this list. You want a list? That's the Democratic strategy? Is to play semantics with the same word? Are you clown? You are a clown, Lindsay. Do you realize I know right now you kicking yourself for being such an idiot, and that I noticed your comment, and you such a clown, Lindsay. There's a difference. A list? What list, Lindsay? There's a list, then there's another list. Oh, we don't want this list. We want a list. You sound like a Democrat. You sound like a Jasmine Crockett Democrat. The Republicans release a list, but that ain't what we want. We want the list. You sound like a Jasmine Crockett Democrat. The list ain't enough. He want a list. Everybody in the chat, get this man a list. He talking, and he wrote this shit like he was smart. He put this shit, I'm gonna have to highlight. He put this shit in capitals. You know, stupid people do stupid shit. He put this shit in, you, god damn. I mean, just dumb for dumb's sake. Pin the message. Let's read this idiot. He talking about a phone list. We talking. You can't make it up. You would think I know this motherfucker and I told him to wrote this in the chat with his stupid ass just so I can roast his stupid ass. No, I didn't tell this dummy to write this in the chat. He talking about a phone list. We talking about. But what is it? What's the list? So we don't want that list. We want this list, the full list. Would you please define and quantify full list? That's some Democrat double talk. That is some Democrat, because you know it's circular. You know where you get with that? You get absolutely nowhere. That's the thing. Oh, we don't want that list. We want the full. Because that way, no matter what Trump gives, it's never enough, because the Democrats don't have anything else. So Trump released this, Trump released that. And what do the Democrats? Oh, I love it. You couldn't have paid me. You couldn't have paid for that. Thank you so much. You can't pay for this shit, man. Oh, D1 Football said, I have a question. Go ahead, man, with your question, D1. Put it in the super chat. It only costs you a couple of dollars to super chat. Come on, man. People have been putting $2 super chats, D1. If you got a question, put it in the super chat. Let's go back to the video real quick. Man, that's hilarious, man. This clown.
Best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago, and people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told them, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
Facts. I'm going to keep putting them out there. Trump called the police on Jeffrey Epstein and the spy. He stole her from the spy. Yes, we have great people. We have the greatest people. I have the best spa in the world. Mar-a-Lago has the best spa, and with the best spa, we have the best people. He can't be stealing our people. He stole our people. Can't steal our people. Okay, what's this right here? What's that right there? See, they don't want to talk about this. They don't want to talk about this. Now, this guy is with this guy after being caught in the White House with Monica Lewinsky. Can we have a real conversation about American politics? This picture, I mean, what type of guy hangs out with this guy after being caught in the White House with Monica Lewinsky? He got caught in the White House. He was married, bro. I'm a married man. I believe in God. I believe in country. I believe in God. I believe in country. I believe in family. I believe in the president. This guy was married, bro. He had a daughter, bro. I got a daughter. Imagine how his daughter had to feel. He got a daughter, bro. You cheating on your wife in the house with a young girl, and you get caught. You ruin the family reputation, and then after that, you in the picture with this clown. And for some reason, the trolls keep, we don't want a list, we want a full list. We don't want a list, we want Trump, 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 Trump. We don't want a list, we want Trump, 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 Trump. The truth is right here. The truth is right here. Who divorces Bill Gates? Who divorces Bill Gates? The truth is so evident in your face, and you just reject it. You know, you think about Stormy Daniels, it says a lot more about the lack of political, the democratic system than it does say about Trump himself. You know, Trump being the billionaire, sleeping with like a #1 porn star that is like somebody sleeping with, I don't know who a #1 porn star is, but if you're a billionaire, you have access to something like that. I don't have a problem with that. The thing it's not, you can't equate Stormy Daniels when he's not president. If it happened in a private, intimate situation, you can't compare that to a person who's in office and actually in the Oval Office and married and then having this thing with the little girl. You can't compare that. Bill Clinton was president. He was in the Oval Office and he had an ongoing, see, we only talk about the one time, but Monica Lewinsky said this was an ongoing thing. That means Bill Clinton was a horrible person. So you can't compare that to Stormy Daniels. That's something private and intimate that you should never have known about. Can we agree? I mean, we learned a lot in the last couple of years about tolerance. We learned a lot about listening and to respect women and to respect people's choices. I say Stormy Daniels was a personal, private situation that the public never should have known about, right? But Monica Lewinsky happened during a presidency in the White House. You own the White House. You own the White House. You pay the president. He was at work. He was at work and he was in the house you paid for and he was cheating on his wife. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the pay. It's not the same. This dude, a clown. Okay. It's not the same. No bars Chippy said it's the same. No bars Chippy said it's the same. It's the same. It don't matter. It don't matter if he was a president. It don't matter if he's in the White House. It don't matter if he's a tax-paid employee. You know what I'm saying? So people say, tell yourself that BS. His wife just gave birth to his son when he was cheating on his wife. So your complaint is where he did the poking. No, I'm saying it's very different. I'm saying it's very different that if you, I mean, come on, this is simple. This is simple. It's very different if you get caught having sex at work. It is. I'm not. That's just what it is. And if you get caught having sex at work while you're working, because that says a lot of things that doesn't say if you cheat on your wife. So both of them, what you guys are doing, and I must have some young people in the chat, so I respect the fact you're giving me the opportunity to educate you. So it's true. Both are cheating on the wife, correct. But what I'm saying is in the political channel, with your political lenses on, everybody, that one person worked for me and one person didn't. Okay? Both cheated on their wife, but Bill Clinton was employed by me and you. Do you understand the difference? Bill Clinton was our employee. He was a public servant. We elected him to go to the White House and be president. We paid his salary. We pay for the White House. Taxpayers pay for the White House. So Bill Clinton worked for you, and he was at work. You paying him money, and he's living in the house that you bought him. You don't see difference in that? You don't take up a difference in the fact that, damn, I don't look at it like that. Yeah, you're right. Bill Clinton it ain't about the fact that Bill Clinton was here and Bill Clinton and Trump was there. It's the fact that Bill Clinton was the president, and the president is in fact a public servant, means i.e. he works for me. The White House belongs to the public, i.e. I own it. So I'm paying his salary. He's living in the house I bought. He's supposed to be working, and instead he's having sex with someone who's not his wife while at work. I think that's a big difference. D1 Football edits. He said there's a guy in another live asking Trump supporters to call and say, why won't their number? They on live right now. Okay, brother, man. Yeah, I know you watch other live streamers. You know how people get upset about you talking about other people's chat. You know what I'm saying? And unseen, unheard of said it's a difference for sure. Yeah, it's a difference. Drunk on the orange Kool-Aid. It's okay, bro. It's okay. Somebody said call somebody else's podcast. Yeah, I know y'all some kids, man. That's not how it works, man. Y'all gonna get no, man, I'm not calling nobody podcast, man. I'm not gonna get upset at y'all, but you do not bring up other people's live streams in somebody else's live stream. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Respect to that content creator. And you know, it would be great to collab or debate, and I'm open to collab or debate, but show respect for the channel, and then show respect for his channel too. Don't go spam nobody live stream with my name or anything like that. You know, you got to be respectful. This thing, I told you, mentally vexing, this thing in creating a live stream is not easy. So when someone is live and they're creating content, they're not creating content. It takes time. The thumbnail takes time. If you ever do any graphic arts and design, you know, all this costs money. The lights cost money, the microphone costs money, everything costs money. So there's a lot that goes into it, and I have a point. And so other content creators have the same thing. So you have to respect that, you know. Well, maybe some of you who will create content will understand that hard pass is going hard, man. So this is the thing I was saying about Drakeifying Trump. You guys got to remember where you hear some of these terminologies first, right? Gwendolyn said, creating a live stream isn't easy. Not supporting a PDF is easy, though. Very true. But see, this is the thing about Drake. This is why Drake filed the lawsuit. Because Drake, this moniker was put on Drake, right? And Drake got to live with it like, man, I know Kendrick Lamar didn't like me, right? Check this out. I know Kendrick Lamar didn't like me, but damn, to put that jacket on me when I haven't done anything to deserve it is like a death sentence to my career, to my life going forward. You have to understand how bad it is for the Democrats. You got to understand how bad it is for the Democrats for them to attempt to sandbag the president with the PDF moniker. Because it's so popular right now. And it's sick. It's almost like you're excited to say this about Trump without no one going to jail or without anyone helping a victim. We live in a sick society. You want to say Trump is a PDF or Drake is a PDF, but where's the victims and where's the people going to jail? There's no victims. There's nobody going to jail. There's just you getting to say this evil thing in the chat. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so since the Democrats have not been productive, they want to do like Kendrick Lamar. Drake was unstoppable. Drake, one of the greatest artists in the last 20 years. Drake been #1 20 years. A lot like Trump. Unstoppable. There was nothing no one could do to bring Drake down. Two things brought Drake down. And this says a lot about our society. And it should say a lot about the chat. Two things brought Drake down. They do the same thing to Trump. Race, when Pusha T brought up race, that affected Drake's career. And then when Kendrick Lamar brought up PDF. When Kendrick Lamar brought up PDF, that is the one thing that affected the base, Drake's actual base. See, this is what's happening with MAGA and Republicans. Nothing could sway the base, but the media is one thing. The media machine understood what happened to Drake, that Drake was this unstoppable force. But one thing took down Drake, despite it being true. This is the thing why Drake is suing Universal, because it's not true. But it worked. Do you guys understand? There's no evidence of Drake being a PDF, but it doesn't matter. Everybody wants to sing the song. Everybody wants to sing the song. They not like us. They not like us. Everybody wants to sing the song. It doesn't matter the validity of the claim. It doesn't matter that no prosecution, no lawsuits, that no district attorney, that no one has been able to support Kendrick Lamar's claim. It doesn't matter. Drake wears that noose. Drake has to wear that noose. And if you don't understand what's going on from the chat, that there are people who are on the other side of the political aisle who don't have your best interest in heart, who are trying to sandbag Trump and tie this around his neck and say PDF. They want to put Epstein around his neck when this is the real truth. This is the real truth. This is the real bad guy. This is the guy with Monica Lewinsky in the White House. And then after that, being on this guy plane. But the truth doesn't matter sometimes, man. The truth doesn't matter. What matters in today social media climate is what get hits. And what get hits is a non-existing Epstein list that has been out since 2008. And I got idiots in the chat who said, I don't want a list, I want a listless. I'm talking about the black book. It's not even a phone list. What was out in 2008 is not a phone list. It's not a phone. We're talking about a full account. I'm going to play Whitney Webb again so you can understand what it was. We're talking about a full account of everyone he knew, what they did. We are not talking about a phone. That's how I know.
What's your idea of perfection?
That's how I know the messaging is so powerful, because she did not say a phone
In it, but he only wanted one person, and that was his longtime friend, Flavio, and they talk about their long-term friendship in that clip for those that are interested. But Flavio Briatore has a few unusual links to the Epstein case, which I explore here. And one of them has to do with the Black Book itself. So the Black Book is this book of contacts that are Epstein's, but Epstein didn't necessarily write it. His staff wrote it. And so it wasn't just one staff member, it was a few members of his staff in his Palm Beach residence that compiled this list of contacts. But it was deemed legitimate enough to be used as evidence in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial.
So we're not talking about a phone list. Do you understand? I had to play that again because people will go into the barbershop and people go to another podcast and they will say, well, it's just a little telephone book. No, we're not talking about a telephone book. We're not talking about something that Jeffrey Epstein would write in. You know how people have a little book in their back pocket? We're not talking about that. We're talking about something that was compiled by his staff. Multiple members of his staff put this together, a repository. Ooh, I almost said that wrong. Y'all can laugh at me in the chat. A repository of data of all of the people he interacted with, beyond just phone numbers. You understand? The list, the full list. I'm giving you proof that not just the phone list, but a full list of everything you want. I'm telling, this is not a joke, man. I wish you guys would just like, man, come along for the ride, man. I'm talking about everything you want, bro. I'm talking about everything, and everything as a citizen you deserve. You deserve full disclosure. You deserve to know everything, and I'm trying to help you guys. That you deserve a good Democrat party, and you deserve Democratic politicians that wouldn't lie to you, bro. I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to tell you something real this morning. Listen to this knowledge, man. We're not talking about no telephone book that somebody keep in their back pocket. We're talking about multiple employees compiling this list of information that was used to prosecute him twice, bro.
A couple years ago. So it's considered to give it was then considered to give a relatively accurate portrayal of the time of sort of, frequently contacted figures in Epstein's world during, the particular period of time that the Palm Beach case in particular spanned. And so that book became public. Well, it was originally published and made actually public by the investigative journalist Nick Bryant, who's also known for investigating the Franklin scandal, which is sort of a Reagan-Bush era pedophile scandal involving government officials. And
so Nick Bryant is the guy who did other research on Epstein, and he published it in Gawker. Some people might be too young in the chat to remember Gawker, but some of us remember that website.
He published that at Gawker, I believe, in 2015, but he came into possession of it sometime, I think, around 2012 or so, he said. But prior to that, the FBI obtained it from Jeffrey Epstein's former butler, Alfredo Rodriguez, who died the same year it was published in 2015. But earlier, he had tried to basically sell the Black Book, initially to one of the victims' lawyers, Brad Edwards, who works with Stanley Pottinger at, I forget the name of their law firm, but they're two of the main Epstein lawyers. And so instead of buying the book, I mean, obviously it's fair that he wouldn't pay an enormous, the large sum that Rodriguez was asking for it. But Edwards instead tipped off the FBI and basically sicked the FBI on this guy. And the FBI set up a sting operation to buy the book from him, and Rodriguez went to prison, which later Epstein, when he was asked about it, said about the Black Book, he was like, it never should have been published. It was terrible that it was published, but now my butler, or, my former butler is in prison for, the crime of publishing it. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. That's not a direct quote, but that was essentially what he was saying. So he agreed with, Rodriguez being put away. And it's important to point out that Epstein was an FBI informant during this period. So, there may have been some duplicity there, but again, I don't know. But what's important here is that Rodriguez, and when he tried to shop this book around, he circled names that he said were co-conspirators and material witnesses to Epstein's sex trafficking crimes. So Flavio Briatore is one of the circled names.
Prosecute him.
Alan Dershowitz is a circled name.
Prosecute him.
Leslie Wexner, John Luke.
Prosecute him. Prosecute him. Huh? Prosecute him. I got some more for you. Coffin nails.
Knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole out 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us in a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything.
Clinton. Did you hear that? I didn't hear Trump name. I didn't hear Trump name. She said we had the story for 3 years. Virginia been in hiding for 12 years, and we had everything. Who you think they hiding? You think they hiding Trump, or you think they covering up for Clinton and Obama and Clinton? Come on, man. Who would cover up for Trump? Who would cover up for Trump? Y'all hate Trump. Y'all ain't reading the chat. Where your common sense? Who would cover up for Trump? You think Trump is the cover up? Why do you think Trump is the cover up? Y'all know how dirty these motherfuckers is. You know how dirty the Clintons is. You seen them cheat in the presidential election. Why didn't Hillary divorce him? After everything, you saw Hillary go for power. You saw these people. You've been alive. You've been watching them. You've seen what they did in Haiti. Monica Lewinsky is not the only one. He cheated on Hillary Clinton with several of those women. Remember the Playboy magazine? You want to bring up Stormy Daniels? What about the other 5 women? And he had a type. Bill Clinton had a type. Am I wrong? Somebody tell me in the chat. Am I wrong? How many times did Bill Clinton cheat? And Stormy Daniels, what's her name? Monica Lewinsky was not the only one, and he wasn't with Monica Lewinsky only one time. It was 4 or 5 women, bro. Prominent women that we knew about. We didn't care. They had the story on Epstein. Virginia was in hiding for 12 years. They had the story. And this is what something else that everybody knows. She said, because we did not want to lose access to the wedding, we did not publish the story. I'm going to play it again, but you knew that already. I'm going to play it again.
With Virginia Roberts, we would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us in a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Where did he come from?
You'll never know, so you'll never be 100% sure of exactly what took place. The only thing I'm sure of is that he did not commit suicide.
You understand that you're a very controversial man in this country.
I'm delighted.
He comes from Coney Island, from a working class family in Coney Island. He could have been chosen earlier to be part of this as a young man.
Who would have recruited him at a young age?
So he was a college dropout.
How many years were you in college?
I believe 2.
What did you study?
Physics.
Well, isn't it true that you were a teacher at the Dalton School in New York after college?
William Barr, the Attorney General under Donald Trump, who covered up Epstein, his dad was running Dalton shortly before Epstein got hired there.
In the end, that the truth will out, and that eventually the true story, such as it is, will be, people will know more than what they currently do.
I mean, if Jeffrey Epstein has blackmail on literally all these powerful people, I mean, and it seems that they all fold immediately.
If we dig down into Epstein, we will come across the cesspool that I believe is contaminating other large parts of the government.
Was it like a kidnapping? Were these women kidnapped? Could they go home at the end of the day?
Cults. Cults keep people tethered. He was also into transhumanism.
You think that these people are cloning themselves?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, and I knew when Dolly got cloned, Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Next month marks 2 years since the death of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein inside a New York City jail.
I made my living from old thinking, but the future is for the way women think. You know, I've always believed that women would be, in fact, be able to take over. I'm a firm believer and supporter of Time's Up. The greatest threat to people put in solitary confinement is they try to kill themselves. Imagine that. You're only in a room for 24 hours, you start to go crazy.
The judge that they tried to assassinate. The assassination attempt on the judge, that was about a 24-hour news cycle before that was launched.
Yes.
4 days ago, Judge Esther Salas was assigned a case linked to the Jeffrey Epstein. Today, a man disguised as a FedEx employee shot up her home in North Brunswick. Her son is dead. Her husband is in critical condition, and we supposed to believe this was coincidence. Another great podcast, you guys. Great show. Thank y'all for watching, tuning in. Everybody who subscribed, hit the like button. Today we got 139 likes. I know y'all like this Jeffrey Epstein topic, man. So I came back and gave you another one. Today's information, though, I was really excited about today's information. Because when I see that, Whitney Webb, I got so much respect for Whitney Webb and the work and the research she's done. So, despite how much we talked about the topic, I knew I was going to share that with y'all today. And I'm excited that I was able to bring that to the lexicon. And I know people are going to discuss it like people said, call over there. So, I know people are going to be discussing what we discussed here today. And that's exciting. Exciting for everybody to be a part of that. I'm excited that you guys are here and you're a part of the growth. Man, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be back. Y'all watch the channel for the shorts. So this week we did 3 podcasts, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are the days. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip up the podcast for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then y'all can look at the shorts. I want everybody to get in the comment section, man. Let's have a debate in the comments, man. When you see the shorts and the clips come out, get in the comment section. Give me your opinion. And y'all have a good weekend, man. Who is left in the chat? Jonathan, salute. Ghost, Samurai. I see you, Ghost. I ain't see you in a minute. Raymond Lindsay, still here. Thank you for the debate, Raymond. I had fun. Thank you for the debate. I had fun. Have a good day, you guys. Peace and blessings. God bless America.